This is Honors Algebra 2 Pre-Calculus. We're doing 9.6 in Pre-Calc, which is counting principles, and we're doing example 7. Carver E&S needs to fill 3 teaching spots, 2 for math and 1 for English. How many ways can they do this if there are 7 math applicants and 5 English ones? So here the order doesn't matter, right? They're picking 2 math teachers out of this bunch of 7, but it doesn't matter if they pick one math teacher first and then the other math teacher second, right? So like if they pick Mr. Brown first and Mr. Green second, it doesn't matter. It's the same as picking Mr. Green first and Mr. Brown second. It doesn't matter. And for English, they're only picking one person. So the number of ways to pick the math applicant, right? The number of ways to pick the math applicant would be 7 choose 2, because you have 7 math people and you're choosing 2 of them, but order doesn't matter, times the number of ways to pick the English applicant would be 5 choose 1, right? Because you have 5, and honestly, with 5 choose 1, you can be a little bit lazy. If you have 5 options and you're picking one of them only, there's only 5 ways to do it. You pick one of those people. So there's also a logical way to do that, and we'll talk about that in a sec. So 7 choose 2 would be 7 factorial over 7 minus 2 factorial, which is 5 factorial times 2 factorial, right? Times 5 choose 1 is technically 5 factorial over 4 factorial times 1 factorial, but again, you can logic out that this is just a 5. So what happens if I clean this up is I have a 7 times a 6 times a 5 factorial on the top, which is going to cancel with that 5 factorial, and then it's divided by a 2, because that's what 2 factorial is. And I'm going to multiply that by, this is a 5 times a 4 factorial, which again is totally going to cancel with that 4 factorial. The 1 on the bottom would just be a 1. So I end up getting that this is 7 times 6 divided by 2, all times a 5. So it turns out that there are 21 ways to pick the math applicant, 5 ways to pick the English applicant, thus there are 105 ways to pick both of them. There you have it.